I've been a professional triathlete for 6 or 7 years now, and it never gets easier. It's always a case of you come off the back of off-season and it's a struggle to get into training again. I think it's pretty normal, and I think that everyone goes through it and it's just part of the process, and I've come to kind of love it. So I don't necessarily want to change. Come back from my off season and I've gotten back into training. I'm in week 3 of training now and it's all going relatively well. I did, however, wreck it. I've ruined everything. I ruined my streak of YouTube videos. I finally missed a week of putting out a video every single week for the past 2 to 3 years. So a little bit disappointed in that, but at the same time, I've had a lot going on. Moved location, moved house, so that's been a massive stressor, and obviously, as I've banged on about in the past, there's only so much that you can do with your budget of time, energy spent, or available energy, buckets, whatever. So yeah, I think that I had to drop something, and the YouTube video was the first thing to go. There have been other things that have kind of like slid down the list, but at the same time, I think I'm managing everything quite nicely. I'll go into how that feeds into triathlon training at the same time as well, and what I'm doing early season in terms of how to get back into training, the feels that I'm going through, but also kind of how I'm going to progress that over the winter period to hopefully improve for next season. Come off the back of a pretty successful season for me. I think it's been an improvement on the previous season, and I've achieved a lot of my goals, both in triathlon and life, which has been sick. So I've been really, really impressed and proud of that for myself, I guess. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been highs and some lows, not too many bad races, I guess. The ones that stand out to me were probably Barcelona for obvious reasons. Didn't manage to finish first DNF, but also Czech Republic, where I just overheated, was sick leading into it, but yeah, just didn't pace myself very well at all. So those kind of a few things that I've learned from, and hopefully I'll be able to take forward into next season with regards to heat preparation, and also kind of nutritional stuff as well, which I'll go into in future videos. So if that's of interest to you, both kind of heat acclimatization and nutrition, do hit subscribe and follow along, because I will be going into that in a bit more depth and how I get over those limitations. So currently, getting back into things, again, 3rd week into training. Swimming has been very tough. And I think that for me, it's mainly because it's the only discipline that uses your arms. So the conditioning there, muscular conditioning, is less than that of the legs, because on legs you have maybe, for me, up to maybe 25 hours of work on the legs a week, up to that. So the back end of the season, yeah, probably about 23 to 25 hours of work going through my legs in 1 week. So there's a lot of conditioning, muscular conditioning going through them, whereas in the arms it's only 7. Like that's it, that's my limiting factor with swimming. I don't want to do any more than 7.5 hours. I don't think it's needed for me. It's about 25k a week, which is plenty, and I'm a half decent swimmer. I'm coming out front pack almost every single race, so I don't feel the need to do more than that. But it does mean that when I come back into the season, they're not as conditioned as my legs, especially. So whilst muscular conditioning gets, you lose it really quickly, your fitness doesn't. So my aerobic fitness in the pool is actually all right. It's far beyond my muscular conditioning in the pool. So I find that I'm trying to do these sessions and I'm getting 3/4 of the way through and the wheels are just coming off. So one of the things that I concentrate over the winter period is definitely polarizing my sessions a little bit. So going hard every now and again, but mostly it's just kind of solid aerobic in the harder sessions. And then when it comes to the easy aerobic stuff, yeah, just getting through those sessions, getting kind of like that muscular conditioning back to catch up to that aerobic fitness. So hopefully that makes sense and you can like relate to it yourself. When you're coming back off the off season, you feel a bit rubbish, but it's not necessarily your fitness aerobically that has dissipated at all. It could just be your muscular conditioning. So over the next few weeks, I'll be working on that, getting that muscular conditioning back on all 3 disciplines by just primarily not doing too many hard sessions, just kind of rolling through the hours, getting that time in on the arms, the legs, and just working from that base, especially as I've got other things going on in my life at the moment with regards to coaching entire, that's going really nicely, and also the house move. So yeah, just trying to balance all of that leading into Christmas. With cycling and running, I actually don't find it too bad because at the back end of the season, you tend to do a lot of that muscular conditioning through your legs because, again, you're doing 15 hours, 18 hours of cycling and 7 hours of running a week. So there's a lot of load going through there, and that doesn't go anywhere like too quickly. It's kind of that if you're doing 7 hours in the pool, but you're doing, I don't know, 23 hours on your legs, it's gonna stay and remain for longer for the next season. So I find that there's this crossover with kind of aerobic fitness and muscular fitness where your muscular fitness has to come back up to speed whilst your aerobic fitness is probably still declining whilst that muscular fitness is trying to catch up, and then there's like obviously a pivot point whereby they're both in line with each other and then you can improve them both at the same time leading into next season. So that's why I tend to start earlier rather than later and have that nice gradual improvement of fitness overall leading into the new year. So that I want to start January in a nice place so that I can just mitigate risk, mitigate injury, mitigate illness, and lead myself into this first race of the season in the best shape possible. I also love autumnal and winter training. It's sick, it's so nice. I think that it's my favourite season to be training in. The colours are amazing. The winter and kind of autumnal riding is sick. It's so nice to be out there with friends, with the squad, just get that social, get that kind of, I guess, headspace as well. A bit of escapism from the busy noise that I've got going on elsewhere. Not that it's that bad, I love doing everything that I'm doing and really proud of Entire and the house and this, that and the other. But at the same time, I think that you need to be able to offload, kind of relieve that pressure tap and be able to focus on the things that matter as and when they matter. So prioritize at the moment. Yes, training is a priority, obviously, it's my profession, it's my job, but I can prioritize other things before Christmas with regards to intensity and like focus before I get to January and have to kind of batten down the hatches, really focus on triathlon leading into the first race. But yeah, it's all part of the journey and I love it and I'm going to take you through it. I think my whole thing for next season is being at the pointy end of these bigger races and really consolidating that full distance triathlon that I've still got a lot to learn, but have done a lot of work this season on trying to kind of negotiate my way around that. I think if I hadn't done 4 full distances this season, I wouldn't have learned what I did and be able to take forward to be able to actually execute well next season. So yeah, in the swim, just consolidate, be in the front pack with kind of, or be there as efficiently as possible. On the bike, retain the power, but get faster, be more efficient, be more effective with what I've got. And then on the run, like actually get physically better, because at the end of the day, my running's not up to scratch and it just needs to be a little bit faster. And I'll do that in a variety of ways and I'll take you along that journey. If you just hit subscribe, hit that bell icon to remind you when I put a video up, I'm going to show you how I'm doing these things. And hopefully it's of use to you as well, because I think it's completely applicable to everyone that's viewing this. So yeah, hope it's of value. And if there is anything in particular that you do want to see, hit up the comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.